I feel like we've already gotten into the conversation speaking about DJ Brownskin, and I think we just continue with the conversation on hashtag Wellness Wednesday, and the conversation today is basically leaving your toxic relationship. We've spoken about him being a very problematic man, right? Because I don't understand how, in good conscience, you can just start recording your wife as she's consuming poison.
Yeah.
You know, that's, I don't know, it feels very animalistic. You know, it doesn't even feel human. Like, how is it possible that you want to see someone suffering, so much so that you are encouraging them, and even when they're suffering, you are okay with your children seeing the suffering as well? You know, if you see someone going through a bad situation, don't you try and get them help? You know what I mean? But anyway, I think the first thing you need to do in a situation like that, just like our friend who says they've left their horrible relationship and they moved on, is you need to start building yourself a safety net.
True.
Try and find a way where you can bounce back. And I think we speak about this. I'm going to speak about it from a financial perspective. Most relationships we stay in many toxic relationships, is because we don't have a way out financially. So we're constantly staying in this relationship because they're taking care of us financially and they are sorting out the bills, and you're afraid, if I leave, who's going to take care of me? Let me tell you something. If we can quote the Bible, the Lord does not let his children suffer. He finds you in your deepest, darkest corner and revives your soul. Hallelujah.
Wow.
And this is what I think, because we are in the beating of Christianity right now. Like, we are, you know, we're chiming Christianity or spirituality. I think that's it. Just think of someone who you feel is a protector of yours. Think of someone who you think can be a helpful person to you, and start to rely on them a lot more, and then start to find an exit strategy. Because if you don't, then you're stuck in that relationship and you end up going so far as to, you know, end your own life. I think we need a better solution than that.
Exactly. And another thing is setting a goal and being independent. And I think a whole chunk of you living a toxic situation is accountability. And unfortunately, most of us are unable to hold ourselves accountable. I will give you an example. Ide Derito. After she came out on social media because of the whole situation with Samido and Karen Nyamu doing the birthday, being seen at events together, she came out on social media and did a whole post crying and saying, I have been with you for all these years. It's been nothing but this and this and this and this. And she was just basically saying, I am done. I am done with this relationship. I don't want to be part of this polygamous group. I am done. I am leaving you. Don't associate me again with Samido. And we're like, good for you, girl. Like, power to you. People tagging Amira in the comments, as in, Amira, walk with this one, support this one. And we're like, yeah, good for you. Finally, you're getting out of this situation. But after all of that, what happens a few more days later? Now they're taking pictures together. It just goes on to accountability. Why did you not hold yourself accountable to the things you said you would do? Yes, you said you will not let this man hit you again. Here you are in the same situation. You said you'll not give this person money again. You know, they're always asking you for money. You said, I will not give this person money again. I will not enable their habits. Here you are again. Sometimes we are the toxic people in the relationship. You said, I will not drink alcohol again because it's affecting my relationship with my spouse, my partner, my children. And then here you are in the bar again. You're not holding yourself accountable. So how can we help you when you yourself have decided not to help yourself? It's a harsh truth, but it's the truth.
Another thing we need to really point out is there's a lot of shame that is attached to toxicity and relationships in general, and a lot of people tend to hide their truth from their friends, their acquaintances, their family, simply because it's very embarrassing, and it's such a shameful way of you relating your relationship to others. You know, guys are like, y'all are thriving, y'all are living your best lives, but in the back of your mind, you know for sure things are not going well, nothing is going okay in your household, but you're too scared of changing that narrative, you know,
Yeah.
of admitting to people that, no, actually, it's not true. Askes aren't in the best of terms right now. Finances are a mess. You know, they're a drunken mess, all of these things. And we start to resolve our problems by taking alcohol and other substances. But these just add on to the problem, because eventually now you're adding a problem of addiction or intoxication or abuse of substances to the list of many things that you're going through in your relationship. So I think you need to let someone know. It doesn't have to be your best friend. I used to have a friend who would literally, she would talk to absolute strangers. Like, she would go and sit down somewhere, and the person who sits next to her is the person she will unleash all of her problems to. Unamwanzia story, unampatia mwanzo mpaka mwisho. They have no judgment for you, and even if they do, you don't care. You're never going to meet them again. And you've enabled someone to give you a perspective that is not your own, right? So seek that information from someone else. Let someone else know. And at that point, also, sometimes it's important to seek a professional, because they have no biases. They have no side that they're for, you know? So try and seek a professional to be a neutral a neutral board where you can bounce off these problems too, you know? I think that would be very, very helpful as well. Yes, it's expensive. It really is expensive to get therapy, but what is the cost of not getting therapy?
Exactly. Umenikumbusha, there's a time I was going through it. I started a story with a person seated next to me in matatu. Hadi waka reduce volume. Everyone had an opinion. They chimed in.
They must.
Matatu of 2016. I will not forget you. Anyway, another thing you could do, and I think this has actually even almost become a trend, especially on TikTok, with people dealing with toxic partners, toxic parents, toxic anyone, is cutting off communication, going no contact. And that is actually the best solution of all, because sometimes the more you keep talking to a person, the more they're able to, you know, reel you back in. You've convinced yourself, you've moved out. Let me give you my situation. I had moved out. I was back in my mom's house. You know, everything is going back to me, but I had still left a window open for communication. So this person would tell me exactly what I wanted to hear. You know, they know you so well. They know you more than you know yourself. They're manipulated you to the point where they know the exact words to use to reel you back in. And for a hot minute, I was like, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. Maybe I made a big deal out of the whole thing. Maybe I overreacted.
You gaslight yourself,
you know,
into
now
going back.
I'm questioning myself, and I'm the same person who has a whole bandage on my arm. I'm the whole person who has scars, and I'm like, maybe I overreacted. Maybe I provoked this person. And a friend of mine was like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? And she took my phone and deleted the phone number, blocked them across everywhere. Luckily, I had not memorized the number, because I am a lazy, almost Gen Z, almost millennial. So I don't memorize phone numbers. So they deleted phone numbers, they blocked everywhere. Block this one plus other accounts they may create, you know. So going no contact might actually save you.
It really does. And finally, once you've gone no contact, you can then start to indulge yourself, start to do things that make you happy. Try and find those hobbies that you've always, you know, I keep being asked what my hobbies are, and I genuinely have no hobbies. That's kind of sad. So start to figure out your hobbies, start to figure out what makes you happy, and all of these things. Rediscover yourself, indulge yourself in the things that are of yourself and for yourself, right? Those are the few things that you can do to help yourself if you are trying to leave a toxic relationship, and be mindful of you having contaminated some toxicity. Sometimes you tap in the toxicity, you also become a toxic person in the next relationship.
Yeah.
So take time to heal, take time to define and redefine who you are, and be a better person. Don't carry baggage to the next relationship.
True.
That has been our show. My name is Kathomi Kathomi, and until tomorrow, same time, same place, bye.
My name is Turi Faye, and I'll see you tomorrow.